You're now watching Mugen TV.
Hey guys, MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another video. And before I begin, I just want to thank you guys for checking out my decision of Final Fantasy NT. And I really appreciate that I was able to persuade and convince you guys to really give the game a shot, because the game is really fun, and I would love to see this game on a much bigger platform, in the competitive scene. So if you guys haven't checked out the video, make sure you go check it out. So let us just shift gears just a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the fighting games that we've been playing for the past couple of months, or some of the games that we've been pretty much discussing for the past couple of months leading up to these games launch. Now, if you guys don't know, EVO 2018 is right around the corner, and EVO just made their announcement and revealed their game lineup for 2018 EVO. Now, before we get into the list and what games will be being played or on the main floor and everything of EVO, if you guys don't know what EVO is, I just want to inform you that EVO is pretty much the Olympics or the Super Bowl of fighting games. I mean, it brings the best of the best. This is like pretty much an international event. It's held every summer here in the United States, and they just had their first, I believe, EVO Japan, which also brought the best of the best there. So that really had me super excited. I mean, thousands of people watch EVO live stream, and they also participate just by going there spectating, and it's just a spectacle. So if you guys are into fighting games and never heard of it or just got into it, I advise you to go look into some EVO videos on YouTube, and also coming up in, I believe, July for the EVO 2018. So we're going to get into this list is because it's very shocking, or I would say it's shocking to some people and it's not too surprising to other people about what games haven't showed up, but one game in particular haven't showed up. But let's just get into the list, and then I'll give you my opinion. We can have a sound discussion about it. So on Event Hubs is where I got the information from. But even though EVO had tweeted it, but I wanted to get the actual list. I can see it visually and everything. So let's go take a look at the list. So it looks like EVO 2018 lineup. We'll have Tekken 7, which is going to be, there's going to be a finals for the game on Sunday, and then we also have Super Smash Bros. 4, which is the Wii U Smash Brothers. We have Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition, which is going to have a finals on Sunday, and surprisingly, we're going to have BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Now, I believe this game is going to come out a month before EVO even begins, which is pretty crazy how people are going to have enough time to really get their hands on the game and actually learn the game before EVO comes up. So this is an interesting choice why they put that there. And then we have Guilty Gear XR Revelator 2, which is going to have a Sunday's final, which is pretty hype. Guilty Gear at high level is really hype. And then we have Injustice 2, and then we have another Smash Brothers game, which is Smash Brothers Melee, which is also going to have a Sunday's finals. But the last game in the lineup, of course, is going to be Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is going to have a Sunday's finals. Now, the thing is that's pretty interesting about this list is that we have, I believe we have what? We have two Arc System games. Oh, well, no, actually 3 Arc System games, which is Dragon Ball FighterZ, and also Guilty Gear XR Revelator 2, and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, which is pretty interesting. I never thought I'd see a day where we have anime fighters pretty much leading the charge as far as having the most games appear on the main lineup for an EVO event, which is pretty exciting. And I think Arc System had pretty much earned it. From what they have produced so far with Guilty Gear XR Revelator 2. I think they really had the return of Guilty Gear had really sparked life back into, I guess you could say, anime fighters, and just re-jolted the anime fighters, and also grabbed eyes of non-anime fighters to really look at the game and really give the game a try. And I think that's really interesting to see. Now, what really convinced me is how well Arc System is doing. I watched Ultra Chen and Ultra David, and I never knew that Ultra Chen played Guilty Gear. So I started watching some of his videos and everything, and I started realizing that there was other people who never really played anime fighters are now crossing over to give it a try. And I think Guilty Gear is really responsible for that. And then another thing, of course, that blew everybody's mind and have everybody hyped, and I think this was something in the making. Once they revealed that Dragon Ball FighterZ was going to be coming out and it's going to be created by Arc System, this really generated a lot of hype. And I really want to make a separate video about Dragon Ball FighterZ, and just give my opinion on what it have done for the fighting game community and just done for gaming as a whole. But Dragon Ball FighterZ have really just made a stamp and made a mark in the fighting game community. So to have them here at EVO, it was expected. This is like pretty much the new Marvel. But the thing that really gets me the most right now, and it really has me scratching my head, is BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, which is really interesting to see here that they're actually going to have this game just a month before the EVO. It's like people have to really get together and really practice this game, and this is a game that haven't been really tested yet, and they decided to put this in the lineup, which is very interesting. But the thing that really has me really talking the most and really had me thinking the most, and people are really talking about it on Facebook, I've seen people talking about it on Twitter, the game that we don't see here on the main lineup, and you know what it is, and you guessed it, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. This really has people like talking and really pondering what's going on, what's going to happen, what's the fate of Marvel, what's the fate of the Marvel Versus series, what's happening here. Is because to not have a Marvel game, to not see a Marvel game as the main game or a main game that's part of the EVO lineup is really says a lot of the things. And they said that this year Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is going to be a side tournament. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is going to be a side tournament. Now, I just started getting EVO. I'm not sure if Marvel vs. Capcom 3 have ever been a side tournament or anything like that, but Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, a side tournament. That really speaks a lot of words about how bad both Marvel and Capcom, I'm not going to just throw all the blame on Capcom, but how bad Marvel and Capcom have really screwed up this game. And now it really makes me wonder, what's the future, what's the fate of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite as far as supporting this game? Will Capcom and Marvel get together and try to reinvigorate or try to repackage this game to bring people back on board? Because like I said before, after Battle of the Stones, I believe it was called, one of the major Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite events, I seen a video about of Chris G, when Chris G was talking about how crappy Capcom had handled this the Battle of the Stones, and how it treated its players, how it treated its fan base, and it wasn't well put together or anything like that. And then what really bothered him and the rest of the community was the fact is that after Capcom had their Pro Tour, had their cup, and had their finals, they pretty much announced Season 3 and Arcade Edition and showed off the DLC characters. But after the tournament for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they showed nothing. They had no trailers, teasers for upcoming DLC, season packs, or anything. So they had everyone worried, and even him worrying what's going to happen and what's the fate of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now we pretty much have everything right here. The evidence is here is that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is not doing too well, and I said it also in my video that it didn't sell as well as the other Marvel vs. Capcom games as well. And I mean, a lot of people, some people in the comments try to debate me on that, but it's quite evident and it's self-evident that this game didn't perform as well as Marvel and Capcom has expected. And now to see this as set up as a side tournament is pretty telling, and I really feel bad for those who really did want to go out there and really want to compete in the game. But hey, this is a lesson learned. I really hope Capcom learned their lesson about this, that you don't take advantage of your fan base, and you don't try to play your fan base or the consumers like they're stupid. You can't have a half-baked product and then fish it out there and hoping that everybody's going to buy it based on this name. And like I said, I would say that I'm also guilty of it. I bought the game. I do enjoy it for what it is, but I still respect and I still appreciate the fact that everyone stood their grounds and didn't buy it, and now look what's going on. And hopefully it doesn't hurt the series in the long run, meaning that we'll never see another Marvel, or that Marvel stripped the license from Capcom. We'll never see another Marvel versus Capcom ever again. But I hope this is a lesson learned, that Capcom get their stuff together and put together a full complete package of what they're going to do next time when they create another fighting game. But going back to the list, We also, of course, we still have both Smash Brothers titles, Smash Brothers Wii U and Smash Brothers Melee. And I see a lot of arguments, and I see a lot of people talking about why do we need two Smash Brothers representations. Especially a lot of people saying they're tired of seeing Melee, they're tired of seeing the same characters in Melee and everything, and they just want that game to die. You know, why can't the Smash community do what other communities do, like Street Fighter, and move on to the most current Street Fighter game and just push on forward from there. But I must say that the Smash community is very, very passionate, and they fought hard to get here in EVO. But to see two Smash Brothers games, and I'm just now looking at the list now to see that Smash Brothers Melee is actually going to be the finals on Sunday, and not Smash Brothers Wii U, which is that's another interesting thing. Never paid that any mind at all. But last but not least, which I really want to talk about, is Dragon Ball FighterZ. It looks like that Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to be that title that's going to end out EVO for that, for the summer. And I'm pretty hyped to see some of the potential that this game has, because now that the game's been out, everybody has been putting together some crazy tech for the game. And like I said, I'm gonna do a separate video on it and to give my opinions and how I feel about the game so far and its mechanics and how I'm getting used to it and everything. But this game, like I said, just by looking at it, I thought the game's going to be very limited as far as creativities and combos. But seeing some of these videos on YouTube from some of these competitive gamers and competitive players in the fighting game community, they definitely proved me wrong. There's a lot of tech in this game, and there's a lot of depth underneath the simplicity of the game's controls, which I'll get into in a later date. But yeah, this is the lineup. This is the list for EVO 2018. I'm hyped for everything that's on this list. I wouldn't say much. Well, if Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtles is going to be out before then, so Ninja Turtles will definitely be in Injustice 2. So I would like to see those characters in action and new DLC characters for Injustice 2. But other than that, this list is pretty interesting. This list is really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to Tekken 7 as well, to see how well the competitive scene or the competitive Tekken 7, and see how well it stacks up as far as hype is concerned compared to the rest of the games that's been on this list. So that wraps everything up. I want to hear what's your opinion on this list, because this is crazy. A Marvel game that's not going to be part of the main game but treated as a side game at EVO is just something to really talk about and really think about, and just to know like what Capcom has done wrong with this game and how wrong it treated its community. But that's it. I'd like to hear your comments. Make sure you leave in the comment section below if you have any comments or you have some topics that you would love for me to talk about. And sorry I haven't been at the studio, because if you probably can't hear it in the video, but it's hailing real bad. And I don't want to get in the car and drive all the way down to the studio to do a much more, I guess you say, high quality production as far as, for this video. So I figured, hey, why not do it in the office? But that wraps everything up. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, you game fiends. Signing off.